All right, let's talk about something that happens to pretty much every driver at some point. You get a crack in your windshield. So what now? Are you actually covered? We're going to figure that out. You know that sound, that sharp swack out of nowhere that makes your heart just sink into your stomach. You're just cruising along and bam, a rock flies up and leaves its mark. A chip, a crack, and that feeling of dread just washes over you. So what do you do next? Okay, so let me give you the good news right up front. The short answer is yes. In most cases, your insurance will cover your windshield. But, and you knew there was a but coming, right? It all comes down to the nitty-gritty details of your specific policy. It's definitely not a one-size-fits-all kind of deal. So to get to the bottom of this, the very first thing we have to do is understand what kind of coverage you actually have. Let's break down the three main types that really matter when it comes to your glass. Generally, your coverage is going to fall into one of three buckets. First up, if you have comprehensive coverage, you're probably in good shape. This is what usually covers damage from random stuff like road debris. Then, some folks have what's called a full glass add-on, which is awesome because it often means zero out-of-pocket cost for you. But, and this is the one you really need to watch out for, if you only have liability coverage, you're on your own. That policy only pays for damage you do to other people, not to your own car. And this brings us to probably the single most important piece of advice here. Before you do anything, before you even think about calling a repair shop, pull up your policy or just call your agent. Seriously, that one simple conversation can save you from a nasty surprise bill later on. Okay, so now for the next piece of this puzzle, the deductible. This is the part that usually trips people up, but stick with me, because there's actually some really good news hiding in here. So, what even is a deductible? Well, think of it as your share of the repair bill. It's the amount you have to pay first, before your insurance kicks in a dime. You know, if you have a $500 deductible and the repair is only $300, it just doesn't make sense to file a claim, right? You'd be paying the whole thing anyway. But when it comes to windshields, things can get interesting. And here it is, that good news I promised. A lot of insurance companies offer zero deductible glass coverage. Some states even require it, which means if a rock chips your windshield, you could pay nothing. Zero. Zilch. The insurance company just handles the entire cost. How great is that? Oh, and it gets even better. You might be worried that filing a claim will make your rates go up, but because a rock hitting your windshield is considered, a totally random, not your fault kind of thing, insurers generally don't penalize you for it. So a glass claim typically won't make your premium go up. Okay, so let's recap. You're probably covered, it might not cost you anything, and it won't raise your rates. So that means you should get it fixed right away, right? Yes, absolutely. Let's dig into why waiting is pretty much the worst thing you can do. There are three huge reasons to get this done now. First, and this is the big one, safety. Your windshield isn't just a window, it's a structural part of your car. A crack weakens it and can even mess with how your airbags deploy. Second, your visibility. That tiny little chip can create a glare or a blind spot right when you least expect it. And finally, the one that hits your wallet, cost. A tiny chip can be a super easy, cheap repair. But if you let it go, temperature changes can make it spread into a giant crack. And then you're looking at a much more expensive full replacement. So you're convinced. You're going to act fast. Awesome. The great thing is, the process itself is incredibly simple. Let's just walk through a really easy 4-step plan to get it handled. Here's literally all you have to do. 1. Grab your phone and snap a few clear pictures of the damage. 2. Get in touch with your insurance company. Most of them have a super easy process right in their app or a special phone number just for glass claims. 3. Choose a certified repair shop. This is really important to make sure it's done right, especially with newer cars that have all those safety sensors in the windshield. And 4. Schedule the service. The shop will usually handle all the coordination with your insurer, making the paperwork totally painless for you. So we figured it out. Your insurance probably does cover that crack, and there's a good chance it'll be with no deductible and no hit to your premium. But the real question is, have you actually checked your policy to make sure? Your windshield is such a critical safety feature. So now you know exactly what to do the next time you hear that dreaded thwack.